Welcome back, everybody, for the
13th episode, PG Talk. We have a special guest today. As you can see, yeah, it's my wife, my beautiful, lovely wife.
Ew.
Sometimes when she's not. But yeah, you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Hi, I'm Sage DeRanch, and
try to have your mic a little closer.
I'm new at this thing, so.
And speak into it on the right here on the side.
So, like, instead of having it like this, have it like
Yeah, because
What?
yeah,
Like this?
yeah. Sorry, it just these mics really aren't meant
This
to be.
budge is cheap.
our multi-dollar production.
Listen, we're just started, and we bought the wrong mics to start off with. So.
Wait, really? Why?
Well,
Because these are meant to be like on a stand and have right here.
Oh.
They're not meant to be held and talked to on top.
and
So we have
according to
kinda
my
make-
research that I did, we got condenser mics. We're supposed to have dynamic mics. Condenser mics like pick up outside noise.
Yeah.
Is what I understood from the research.
So in other words, we just did like some backwards research to start.
yeah,
That's
But
what
hey.
you needed me. I do deep dive research in anything I freaking buy.
honestly, well, shoot, next mics we get, you just gonna have to look
Yeah.
at them.
I got
Yeah.
you.
But
I
it's
got
fine.
you.
We started. We're here now. So
Amazing.
at one point we will get better mics.
Yes,
Great.
you want to go ahead and give your really small introduction of yourself, Karen?
Well, I feel like I'm not that interesting because literally my life consists of school. I am going to be hopefully dentist. We'll see. Not really sure, but as of now, I'm pre-dental. I just finished my semester, and obviously, I'm married to this bitch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
me, the bitch.
And this is my little bitch. Oh yes. So, what's up?
Well, you want to go ahead and hit one of the things we want to talk about?
Yeah. One of the questions I have for you.
Wait. I want to do highs and lows because I want to know the tea of your week. So,
Okay, go ahead and start.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know what? As a special guest, and we're
Okay.
starting this.
Okay.
And it was your idea, so go ahead and start it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that my high for the week is being done with finals. That was fucking terrible. Don't recommend. Literally for no reason, it was hard, and I blacked out on all my exams. So didn't do the best, but pulled through. All A's.
Whoa.
So I'm so sorry. And I would say my low, I would say is like I had a core group of friends and we're all kind of venturing off and doing our own thing. We had like 2 semesters together and it kind of is the end for that. So next semester I'm by myself and I'm a little scared, but I'm sure I'll do great. So I got to get used to it and make new friends.
Dang, I
eventually,
didn't realize
so.
that. So you guys are going to separate classes? Well,
Yeah.
You don't have any classes together anymore?
RIP anatomy and physiology. That
Yeah.
shiz was hard for no reason. Shout out to all the nurses, doctors, because everybody literally started from that. Like everybody had to know basic anatomy and physio, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
So
All right, Pablo?
Well, okay, so my high for the week was definitely the Friendsmas we had. I had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I've been like I don't drink a lot, but once a year I do like to get a little rowdy, as the kids say. But yeah, I like to have fun, and it was a good time, and it was a good night because it was like more solidifying our friend group, and we had like some deep conversations. But on top of that, we also had like a lot of fun, a lot of just like messing around, being yeah. So that was my high. Low, not getting enough sleep, to be honest. I don't know. I didn't really have like a low this week, but just
that's good.
sleeping late and getting up late and feeling chunks. That's
The
about
usual.
it. Yeah.
I get freshman 15. I never thought I would, but I freaking did, and I'm really trying to change that. So we're gonna reel it in
Yeah, I know.
for sure.
Yeah, starting when? Tomorrow?
Never.
I would say my high for the week would also be the friends miss that we had, just because it's really fun getting together with everybody.
Yeah.
And well, that and if you guys haven't seen the movie Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, we just watched that today. Like we went there and then we went, had dinner at the house and came here. So
that was probably. What do you need, buddy?
He wants my hydro.
no,
my
he
Yeti.
was playing with the ball.
No, he wants my Yeti.
It-
People in the
oh,
audience.
do you guys have a water bottle or something?
No, he's gonna be barking. when
No,
he's playing with
get
it.
agua.
Oh, he does want water. He
There's
wants
water in the fridge if you want to pour him some. You can just grab a cup.
Okay, continue with your high.
But I would say those two would be my highest, especially the Spider-Man, because I'm not gonna say any spoilers. It was just a really good movie.
Yeah.
My low, I don't know. I was pretty stressed during finals week, especially for one of my classes, my fitness management class, because we had to do a presentation about our whole facility, and then like literally show them the Excel worksheet of the budget and everything, showing the layout of the facility.
Yeah.
That was probably the low, just because it was really stressful. But after it was done, it was a lot better.
Oh, good.
Probably for really relieving, you know.
Yeah.
And once you did it, like that class is nice because it essentially sets you up to after it you have everything ready to go minus like the funds, but
Yeah.
I'm sure they kind of walk you through on how to get like loans and how to get the funding for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, basically what the class stood for is at the end you should have like a whole plan for any reason you'd have to go to a bank for a proposition for a loan or anything of your plan. Like that's what you'd have at the end of the class.
Dope.
And the professor for that class is the co-owner of NIFS. Do you know what NIFS is?
Yeah, the on campus.
Yeah. So she's a co-owner of that place, and so she's high up there. She's got a lot of connections too. So it's really nice to have worked with her.
So you should essentially have like your business model just all done.
Yeah, like legit the final project was your business model and everything.
Yeah, and even a project of theirs was to build a website.
Oh,
So,
I remember.
Yeah,
that.
so I mean, he's like literally just has to find like a funding and like
Monies.
yeah.
Monies and advertising and trying to do all
employees
that
and
stuff.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Because I didn't know about like what went into all that. Because like obviously to pay your employees, that's taxed to like basically a bunch of tax.
Yeah, just tax left and right on all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was probably my low, but afterwards was a really big relief.
Okay, that's great. I'm glad to hear. And I'm glad that we're freaking free people and we'll have like
For a couple weeks
to decompress. And I'm so excited for a fresh start. Like not even just a year, just like a semester mentality, everything. So I'm excited.
Me too, to be honest.
Yeah. And
Right.
Speaking about mentality or something similar to that, a question I had for you was I wanted you to kind of tell me how hold up, I have the specific what your impressions of me were when you first met me and how they've changed to today.
I can't even specifically remember like when the first time I ever met you. Like
Honestly,
it's just a
same.
blur. Like I feel like I disappeared in the family and I like automatically knew everybody. So
Honestly,
Yeah, I don't remember the first time bringing you around.
because the first time I ever saw you, your mom was at church.
It might have been somewhere at church where
It was.
we saw each other.
It was
and,
in the gymnasium. You know, like después de catecismo, like
Oh.
everybody was just like kind of waiting.
Right.
So that's where I met her for the first time. And you came over a lot to my family's house, but I don't remember really particularly. I don't even know you guys were brothers. Like, at
Wait,
all.
really?
No.
Well, we
Like,
kinda don't look
Yeah,
alike,
you don't
yeah,
look
we don't
alike,
look
so
very
I didn't
similar.
know. Maybe it was until we were like in actual like high. Wait,
Well, I think
You're-
we might have met like sometime during Catecismo too.
you're younger than me, right? Like by
I'm
years.
23.
I'm 23.
I was born in October.
Oh, because we were in the same grade.
No, I was a grade younger.
no, well, because
Ah.
both of you were
Yeah.
98, but you were April and he's October.
So you're a
So
year
that
above
split
me
you
in
guys
school.
up.
Yeah, so I don't really have much of a. It wasn't probably until we got to high school and we were dating, and then you were
once Wedo came into high school?
you were like, "Oh, he's my brother," and I'm like, "Cool, he's your brother." Really didn't have much of an opinion formulated until
You're like, fuck boy.
not even. I didn't even think I had you as a friend on Facebook, so I couldn't even.
I think I like periodically only saw you like during the halls. So that's Pablo's girlfriend, but we don't talk.
So I would just say that you were just a big question mark for me, and for a long time you're just so quiet, and I just am so talkative, and I'm just like he doesn't say anything to me, so I'm like.
I think one of the times I remember like one time we were all meeting together like at my mom and dad's or something. You just kept talking and I was like, dang, she talks a lot.
I'm very
Yeah.
chatty. I can literally
Yeah.
talk to a freaking rock.
Yeah, it's the same way at her parents' house. Like it's just like talking nonstop. So
Well,
it's
that's how
fun.
both your parents are, right?
Yeah, they're both pretty chatty. I would say more my dad than my mom, but yeah, super chatty. Even my siblings. So we're almost kind of like competing for attention to like who can be heard. So
You guys are also very loud.
yeah, we're very loud. I'm constantly screaming because I have to. Because then the loudest one gets to freaking baton,
Talk,
right?
yeah.
It's the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about me now?
I would say, at first, I feel like you had a lot of growing up to do. And for me, it was a little frustrating because I think we both grew up so quickly because of just like the military background and just getting married so young. And obviously, like, not everybody has a mentality like at that age. And I'm not saying we're the most mature people ever, but you were just not there, and I just couldn't comprehend, like, why are you, like, not there?
It's like, why am I so immature?
Yeah, especially, okay, never mind. I'm gonna keep that out. But yeah, but now, with your new change of life with Gabby, like, I can relate to you a lot more and kind of put myself in your shoes. So right now, I would say you're pretty chill, and I really like being around you. It was just like hard for me to get there because I just didn't understand. I feel like I skipped a lot of like the like that of my life.
I feel like it also, what was it? Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. I feel like it also played a part of like the fact that in high school we didn't really talk to each other.
Yeah.
And then like once you guys got married, that's when we first started really talking together. So like you guys were already married.
Yeah, so it was that learning curve of like learning each other and like figuring out like, you know, just being around each other.
And I didn't have siblings around my age or anything like that. So I also couldn't really relate to like that brotherly bond because my brother, he's like younger than me, so he's my sister. So I never really like understood. I'm like, why are you constantly together? Like,
yeah,
like, why are you constantly like?
It's like, why do you guys always want to hang out?
Yeah, literally.
Like, but it makes sense. It's just a different dynamic than I was used to.
And Gabby low-key keeps me in check, so props to her.
Yeah, especially because she's a little bit older than you. Even if it's just a little bit, it makes a really big difference. I feel like. And
like with her background and mine, she like took care of all of her cousins. Yeah. So like in a way, she takes care of me and I take care of her. But like when we first moved in, I felt like she was like babysitting me because I went from living with my mom, or I went from living 2 semesters at IUPUI by myself doing whatever I want.
Wait, ISU.
Yeah, ISU. I get
it's ISU.
They both start with I's.
And both have U's.
Yeah. I went from that to moving with Gabby to like having a whole dynamic of having somebody else in the apartment rather than just leaving my clothes everywhere, being super dirty. Yeah. Because my second semester of my first year, I was living by myself because my roommate moved out. Yeah. So I legit could do whatever I want. So yeah, moving in with her has really helped me a lot and for the better. Yeah. Because I feel like if it wasn't for like the military, like he would be the same and I wouldn't have vibed. Like honestly, the military saved our relationship, so to say, because he just did so much growing up. And I think it's because I was the oldest and I was obviously like a child of immigrants that didn't speak the language. So I had a lot more responsibility like put on my plate than I feel like the average person, which made me grow up a little bit quicker. So then that's what I kind of looked for in a partner, and like that's what I look for in my friends, to be kind of thinking ahead, not really at our age group, you know, just a little bit ahead. Yeah, and going back on that with like the military and everything, well, before we get into that, I kind of want to like know how you guys met. I think you've told the story before. Yeah. But can you tell it again?
Okay, hold on. Before you
want to give the pre story?
Well, yeah. I want to give like a precursor to how we like actually met.
Is your audio recording, Pablo?
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, I'm just...
Imagine if it wasn't.
Scrap.
But yeah, a little precursor to... because we met in high school, but when I was in 8th grade, I was part of the soccer team at the middle school I went to, or the junior high that I went to, and she's a year younger than me. So I was in 8th grade, she was in 7th grade, and at the time she was in cross country. Which, if you kind of like know her now, thing about her running cross country is like, whoa, like
joke.
That's like how, yeah, literally. So I remember we were at practice one day. And we were getting done or just starting or like warming up or something. And like all the cross country teams started with doing laps around school. You know how they would do that? Because I think one lap was what, like half a mile?
I don't know. Too long. Too damn long.
But yeah, and then I remember like, you know, I just kind of like look at people like run by as I was warming up.
And you were like, damn.
No, yeah, I saw from a distance. Like, you know where the entrance of the field was?
Yeah.
And you know the light across?
This is at the junior high, right?
By the gas station. She was turning there, and my bitch ass without my glasses, because I didn't know I needed glasses back then. I saw her, and I was like, dude.
And that was on purpose. I was wearing the shortest shorts. I was like, I know I have nice legs. I was trying to catch somebody else's attention, but
who wanted that?
Like, who wanted it the most?
And then I had no eyes for anybody. There was like specifically one person that I was like trying to woo. And
I came out of nowhere.
Yeah, you came out of nowhere a year later. Out of nowhere. Yeah. So then that's kind of the precursor.
Yeah.
Because he was not on my radar at all. So then I really, really just wanted. I just thought like high school was going to be like the movies. Like in all reality, I was just like, oh, I make so many friends. Like I low-key want to do cheerleading too. Like I don't know. Like I just wanted to have. Well,
you kind of did. I mean, version of it with
that came later.
Guard.
That came later.
Okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to like make a lot of friends, and I kind of vowed to myself, like I was like, oh, I want to make the best friends I can, and make connections, and just literally have fun. I don't know why I thought I was gonna be going to parties. Like what a joke! I couldn't even go on a date. But I don't know what I thought. And then I remember that in 8th grade they were making our schedules, and since I'm bilingual. They made us take a test to see like what level of Spanish we could go into in the high school, and I tested into like
Spanish
3.
two.
No, 3
3
heritage.
Oh, right.
And I was like, I don't have no business going to the Spanish 3 class. I can speak it, but I cannot read it or write it, so I have no business.
Or like know all the grammar rules or anything like that.
No, and it was kind of important, but
yeah,
I was low-key mad. I was like, dude, like why? I'm like, I already know Spanish. Like I need to do like Chinese or like freaking like French or
anything that's not Spanish.
So I had told myself, I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to my counselor, and I'm gonna ask to switch to go to like French 1. So then that was like the mentality that I had. So then we went into our first day of school, and it was literally the last period of the freaking day. Yeah. And then a lot of my friends were in that class, and specifically like my really good friend at the time. We were walking in, and I was just like, whoa. I like saw him, and I was like,
bro, she was blown away, literally.
I was like, oh, dude, I had like a really good vibe. I was like, he's gonna be my boyfriend. And I told my friend
you
that.
Could say you caught a vibe.
I don't get these references.
It's a music video you gotta watch. Anywho, so I literally was like, he's gonna be my boyfriend, and I turned around and I was like, yeah. And then we had to do a freaking get to know you activity. And it was like
you went around and you asked people if you ever read a book in Spanish, or if you ever watched a movie in Spanish, or if you ever done whatever in Spanish, and if they would say yes,
read their name,
you would have to give them like or like my friend like mi amiga Karen, I visto una película en español, and you have to say like tell them the movie and kind of what it's about and stuff like that. Just so like to get to know each other.
Newsflash, he wrote me down for like, he asked me, he's like, oh, because he wasn't even looking at me. So I like went and I started my dominance. I was like, yo.
She's like,
I was like, yo. And then I don't know what I wrote him down for, but then he was like, oh, I only have like, have you read a book in Spanish? And I was like, no. I saw a Spanish book on my mom's toilet, like La Cabañita or whatever, some Jesus book. I don't know. And then I was like, yeah, I read that book. And I told him, and he wrote me down for it. Damn, I'm boring you.
No. It's late, bro. We've had a day.
And then he wrote me down, and then I was like, we had gone back to her desk, and I was like, yeah, we're dating. Like, that's
so
what
weird,
it is.
because on my perspective of that, I remember, and I think we've mentioned him on the podcast before. I'm only gonna say his name because we previously have. Poncho was in that class too. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting right next to him, and we were kind of talking, like chit-chatting. I'm like, oh, dude, we got class together. It's going to be so fun. And then I showed up, like, so early to the class.
For no reason.
I just how I be. There. That's just how I be. All right? I like to be there early.
Okay, whatever.
Just in case there's some little extra information I can grab.
That 5-minute grace period between classes, you see Pablo sprinting?
Yeah, literally.
No, I would walk fast. I didn't talk to anybody. I just went straight to class. And I sat there with 4 minutes. I didn't even talk to the teacher. I just sat there quietly.
You didn't even listen to the teacher.
I just sat there. And then I remember she walked in and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the girl, bro, from cross country. And yeah, it was just weird because then she was good friends with our cousin, and which was also in that class. And then like, cause we met, and then they were at our house for something, like some kind of get together.
Wait, we're going way ahead, sir. You gotta
okay,
chill.
Continue. Sorry.
We gotta milk it. We got a whole hour. So
Wait, which cousin? Oh, okay.
yeah,
I'll bleep her name.
I just didn't.
she was my really good friend. I mean, still is wonderful. I love her. But we did orchestra together, so that's like kind of how
you did orchestra.
Yeah, that was the common person, the mutual friend.
There you go.
Mutual friend
Yes,
member.
mutual friend. Yes.
Yeah. So then he freaking threw me under the bus and freaking made me. He was like, "So Pablo, who did you write down?" And he picked my name, and then teacher was like,
"That's when I asserted my dominance."
And she was like, "Oh, like you write a book in Spanish?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What was it about?" And I don't know what I freaking said. I said something, and then she's like, "Great," and I was like.
She's like, I know you didn't read that.
Yeah, and that's how literally it started. That's like, what was that? That was probably that was August.
Yeah, I mean it was literally like late August because it was the first day of class.
Yeah, and then we would just like look at each other, and I remember we had a few lunches together, and I would just like, if I was sitting like over here, like I would pick the trash can to throw my food away, like. Right next to the table. Oh, that's where I remember seeing you, because you'd have his lunches.
I think sometimes we would
line up lunches.
Yeah, so then that's how I remember you just being there.
So who's that white kid sitting next to him?
Literally, I didn't know you had two siblings. So then I would throw my trash away and I'd be like, and then he'd
bro,
just be
but
like,
back then I was so shy, man.
Pablo's drinking his milk like
no, low key, and like it was weird because like obviously I liked her, but you know how a lot of people when they like that person, they do everything they can to kind of like go towards them. I'd be like, oh shit, dude, let me go away because I don't know how to act. And there'd be times in class and before we were dating, I think one time we like color coordinated completely on accident.
we didn't coordinate then because it was random. So you're using that.
Well, yeah, I just said on accident.
You were matching.
We were matching
Yeah,
by accident.
yeah, matching by accident. And I think I was wearing like a blue, and she was wearing the same shade of blue. And like, called it out. She called, yeah. She's like, "Oh, you guys are matching." She's like, "How cute, bro!" I got so red. I literally,
like,
I felt myself get hot. I felt myself get hot. And you know when somebody gets red and you call them out for being red, it gets
you get
even
redder.
worse.
Yeah.
Everyone turned around and started looking at me, and I'm like, "It's literally my worst nightmare right now." It was bad.
Yeah, so it was literally just kind of that, and I was like, all right, this man is not gonna make the first move again. I gotta go and give him a piece of my mind. So I remember this was another defining moment, is that there was like once you were done eating your lunch, there was like a little corral area where there was like vending machines, like different things, like over the
where all the shufflers were.
Huh? Yeah, literally where the shufflers were. And then I remember he was like standing with a group of his friends, and I was like, perfect. So then I literally like wait for him to like look at me, and I was like,
no.
Like,
yeah, dude.
with the finger and everything, and he was like,
I can't imagine how red your face was.
Bro, my heart, I'm starting to get red right now.
He was literally, he turned like purple.
Bro, my hands are sweating.
He was fucking purple, and I was like, and he like said something to his friends, and he came over, and I was like, "So, what's up?" And then he was like,
"Is the ceiling?"
I didn't know what
no, wait. And the best part, and it still really messes me up. We were just talking about, we started easy, we were talking about birthdays, and I was like, oh, he's like, when's your birthday? I'm like, oh, it's in April, whatever. And I'm like, when's your birthday? And he was like, November 22nd. And I was like, oh, great. And he was like, actually, it's the 23rd. And I was like, so it's the 22nd or 23rd?
He has a whole mental breakdown. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, literally.
And then ever since then, I can't remember. I have to look on Facebook because he messed me up from that moment on. So
yeah, it's the 23rd.
I know it's 23rd now, but
that's hilarious.
To be dramatic, but really for a few years I had to look it up on Facebook because I could not remember. I was like, for sure.
To be honest, it took me a few years to remember Gabby's birthday.
Yeah, that's hard. Especially because it's just not easy. I feel like 23, like that's so random. Like I think
that's easy. 3.
I've never met anybody.
1 + 2 is 3, so that's how I think of it.
Well, see.
Yeah.
All right, so that was pretty much like the really big like highlights. I guess the third highlight was that we both were CCD teachers or like assistants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we basically like
And
helped.
we were teachers across from each other.
I know.
Yeah.
I was in a different building, sir.
Oh,
No, that's a lie.
it was a different girl then.
And yeah, we were both like CCD teachers or helpers. And then there was just one day that I just missed. Like I was busy and I just didn't get the chance to go. And he sent me a message on Facebook Messenger, and he was like, "Oh, because after I would take, because we were in different buildings, so I would take my kids and I walked them across the street and like to the gym where they would meet their parents and like get ready for church. But I just wasn't there, and he messaged me on Facebook, and I don't really remember what you said.
I was like, hey, I didn't see you today, haha, or something like
Yeah,
that.
super lame. And I was like, oh yeah, like I was
with like the semicolon in the parentheses.
those were the
For a
days.
smiley face.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, like I was busy, and that was literally the hook. I had hooked him on because ever since then, like I had an iPod, so I couldn't even text him. So I made those fake like a number like on the apps, and we were just like text, and from there on like we were just like talking. So that kind of just like leads up to coordinating our first hug. He's like, you want to hug today? And I was like, yeah, where?
I'm a
where?
very
I can just
man.
imagine that. He's just like standing next to you. He's like, hey, do you want a hug?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
texting me like, you want to hug? Like,
He's like, we have to schedule this.
yes,
I just didn't want to be weird and like hug her and be like, why are you touching me?
yeah,
You know,
yeah. So then we coordinated our first hug, and then he took freaking forever to freaking ask me to date him. I literally, if he would have waited one more second, I would have been like, yo, so you want to date or not? I literally had other requests. This guy has sent me a note, and he's like, you're so cute. Like, you want to date? And I'm just like, I showed him the note, and I was like,
And there was a waiting list.
yeah.
Yeah, bro. But I was first in line though.
I was like, you better hurry, because I'm going to say yes to this guy, because I just want to go on a date. And, yep.
Yeah,
Then
but
what happened, Sanj?
okay, so before I asked her out, I don't know if you remember, but like we would walk home every day from work,
That would suck.
from school, and I remember I would tell you and I think like Daniel and Poncho, and I'm like, dude, like I'm gonna ask her out. You guys remember? And I was like, it was like Friday. I'm like, I'm gonna do it on Monday, and they're like, you guys were like, why don't you do it today? I'm like, well then, because I won't see her for 2 days, and I'll see her Monday. I'm like, I'd rather just do it Monday. So we start off the week dating, start off the week seeing each other every day.
Ew.
So then, literally, that happened every day. Monday I didn't do it, and then like when we walked home, they're like, "You didn't do it yet?" And I'm like, "No, dude, not yet." And I just kept on putting it off and off. I was getting so nervous every time I'd come to ask. My hands would get sweaty. I'd be like, and then next thing you know, I'm just like, "Bye," and then that's it. And then that Friday, which happened to be Halloween,
Yeah.
I didn't even like plan it was gonna be Halloween. It just the way it worked out. It just happened to be on Halloween night.
Yeah.
I asked her out. And she said yes.
But this man, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna pee my pants. I need to go. I need to go pee right now. And then he's like, I'm like, and then he's like, will you date me? And I was just like, I'm just going on and on my monologue about how you need to pee, like how romantic. You're just like,
He's out of nowhere. He's like, do you want to go out?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something along those lines.
And I almost missed my school bus because I had to go back home. It was the end of the day. And yeah, that's literally how it started.
Yeah. And then I met your parents, and then I met your siblings.
Yeah, he so culturally, like, it was really important for me to kind of like follow sort of the cultural norms. Like, I've always been really respectful for my parents, and I just always wanted them to think like highly of me. So then I was like, all right, like, I think it was in December. I was like, you need to.
It was in December.
Yeah, we were like dating for a while, but just like seeing each other at school, and I was like, all right, like, I think that I will date you for a little bit while longer. Like, I love to introduce you to my parents. So
when he first asked you out, did you immediately tell your parents, or did you like?
No, I didn't, because we got together in October. So like basically all of November, they didn't know about it, and I was like texting him and stuff like that. But I was just like not there yet. Plus, can I just say I was 14? Like, who did I think I was?
Oh, you were 14?
I was 14.
She was 14. I was 15.
I thought I was so grown. So then I remember, like, I just felt wrong because my parents always told me, like, if you ever have a boyfriend, like, we don't want to find out by somebody else. And I felt like so much like pressure. So then I was like, one day it was like nighttime, and I was like, hey dad, like, I really gotta tell you something to you and mom. Like, when we get home, like, it's important to me, blah blah blah. And my dad was like,
As soon as you said that, he probably knew. He's like, oh, here we go.
No, he thought the worst of me. He
He's
was
probably
like
freaking out.
And then I literally sat them down like at the kitchen table, and I was
Dude,
like,
they probably thought you were about to tell them you were pregnant.
yeah. So
I know that feeling.
They thought they thought I was pregnant, and I was like, no, dude, I just found somebody, and I think he's really great. Like he'd love to meet you, and I think shortly thereafter, then
It was like a week or two later. We went out.
Wait, so was he your first ever boyfriend that you told your parents?
I mean, obviously you meet little boys in school, but like, yeah, he was
Something
like my
serious.
first like
official
serious-
like boyfriend.
Yeah. So then, yeah, I think we went. Yeah, it was like after church, like we went to like Golden Corral. Then we took my siblings to like Monkey Joe's, and my mom has a picture on Facebook of the very first time of like us at Monkey Joe's.
Do you
like,
guys have
if
that?
I could dig it up and I can find it on her Facebook, like you should insert it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you were there, but maybe it was a picture of like
It was a picture of the day. I think it was a picture of Emily and you. But regardless, I was in the back.
He
I was
he
there.
in the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just a shame because we never took advantage of like taking pictures, and it's so sad because I see you and Gabby like pictures like all your throwbacks, and I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
like the collage you guys have up there.
yeah, I'm like every time we would be so like insecure, I feel like, and be like, or he'd be like, ew, that I look gross, or I'd be like, ew, I look gross, and we just delete it.
Oh my goodness,
And
you
why,
guys should have just kept it.
I know, I don't know. Why didn't
But
really
it's like
have
we-
a phone? So.
Yeah, and we didn't even really we didn't start off taking a lot of pictures, and to this day we kind of don't. You know, like
So
every
our
now and then
kids
we'll take
will,
a
like,
picture,
just not
but
know about what we look like in our younger years because we just don't.
well, they'll get glimpses. They'll be like 15, whoa, 25.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then that was kind of like the start, and then Pablo was supposed to ask my dad if he could like formally date me.
Yeah, because I was
just
supposed to
forgot.
go ask like her hand in like dating.
Okay, that
Dating?
sounds a little excessive. You were just supposed to ask permission to date me, sir.
Okay, for your hand in dating, baby.
Ew.
That sounds like you're gonna marry her.
But yeah, so I was gonna ask her to like be like, hey, like your daughter, like, can we like, is it cool if like I date her or whatever? And I never did because he drove me home. It was just me and him. It was a perfect opportunity. And I was sweating bullets the whole way home, bro.
Bro, you wouldn't do it the first time. How many times did it take you to ask her out?
Yeah, I know. So I never ended up doing it, but I mean,
But something sweet is that obviously he went out like and had like what was it called, lunch with my family, and you offered my dad money to pay for your portion.
like that day.
Yeah, and my dad was like, he was kind of making fun of you, so to say, but I can tell like it was just a cover up because he was kind of like impressed. He was like, oh, like that's like really nice of him.
Yeah,
To actually
I was just
offer.
nervous. I'm like, I felt weird him paying, and I think I wasn't working yet, but I think my dad sent me with money to pay for my portion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like my dad would give me money, be like, hey, like if at bare minimum at least offer, you know. So that was like kind of advice I took from my dad.
Which was good. I'm glad you did. Yeah. So that's how our very our relationship started.
And then you guys got married, what, 3 years ago? 4 almost now?
Yeah. So we got
Going on
married in
3.
February, but through the state, but through the church in August.
We won't get into those specifics.
Yeah,
But I just kind of want to know what your guys' relationship was like a little before you got married, because I know Pablo was in Japan, and then you kind of did all the planning, but like, and then as soon as you guys got married, I think it was a couple months before you moved out to Japan, or sorry, North Carolina.
What about it?
How was that whole transition into like moving in with him and then like being away from your
that
family?
was crazy. Like, because I feel like so much happened to even get to that point. Because if you know us in real life, like he was obviously going to the military. I found out like my senior year, so like everything was super chill, and we were like
and then one day I'm like, hey, I'm leaving to boot camp and I'm leaving this day.
I'm leaving Sunday.
He never brought me along for the ride because I remember I always wanted to be in the military, but like I couldn't. So I was like, what the crap? Like I never would have been like judgmental about it because I wanted to do it. So I'm just like, if anything, like I'm kind of disappointed like you didn't share with me. Like this whole time, like Pablo was not a sharer. Like if I ever wanted to get information out of this man, like we'd have to fight it out of him because he
and
just,
honestly, like he was like that regardless, because we never really talked like that as kids either. You wouldn't share anything, and I really wouldn't share anything either.
Yeah, it's just how
Just
for
kinda how we
whatever
grew
reason
up.
we just ended up growing up.
yeah, so I was just taken aback. So he's like, you know, like I'm going to the military, I'm leaving out the state, like, and I'm like you're like,
You're like, what?
No, I was just like, I was very supportive because I was like, you know, like whatever like your heart desires. And like kind of that moment, I don't think we vocally said it, but we were just like, you know.
Later on, we did vocally say it.
Yeah, but like there, I kind of made a promise to myself. Like I wanted to build a life without him instead of like revolving my life with him. Like I wanted to pursue life in a way like we would never like end up together, but if life decided to cross paths like and we would stick together, then like great.
Because I didn't want to like build my life around her and hers around mine, and we ended up splitting. And then now I'm stuck doing something that she wanted me to do, and she's stuck doing something that I wanted her to do, like career wise. And then it didn't end up working out, you know. And then I'm like, fuck, I just spent all this like wasted time. So we've always kind of been like, we do our own things. And I mean, now a little bit different because like we're married now and we're like committed.
We gotta think as a family.
Yeah, but still like within like some parameters here and there. But before we got married, we were always like, I'll do my thing, you'll do your thing. If it works out in the future, it works out. If it doesn't, well, you know what? Nice knowing you.
Yeah, it was really nice knowing you, and I hope the best for you.
And I mean, that's a smart way to go, because if you're not married or like not committed like or engaged, if you're just dating, you should be doing your own things instead of trying to revolve around
then you entangle
that
yourself.
person.
You entangle yourself so much, and you're like, imagine like you broke up and you're like maybe in a different state, different school you didn't want to be in. You're like, what the crap?
I just didn't want any resentment like towards her or anything, being like, oh, like I went into this career path just, or like went to this school because she went to it and I just wanted to be close to her. So luckily she had the same mentality and ended up working out for us.
Yeah, and then like he left, and like boot camp like that as a I saw the post recently, and it was like this girl was saying how she was worried that because her boyfriend had just left, and was like, oh, like I hope like he doesn't forget about me or like whatever. And someone was like, girl, like he is over here like running through the freaking jungle, like
he's
you're
not
probably
worried about that at all.
No, like he's probably like the thing grounding him is like, I'm gonna get home to like X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
literally
blah.
like on the other side, like you're worried about that person leaving you because they have all the freedom to, and you're stuck. You know,
you're literally just worried about surviving and not being yelled at.
Yeah, and not getting hurt and having to redo parts of boot camp.
Yeah,
because that's a real thing. There's people that spent like a year or two in boot camp.
Dang,
because they keep on getting hurt.
So what happens
they
when
signed a contract, so at least 4 years.
What happens when they get hurt? Do they just go back home or do they stay?
No,
there?
they stay there in a different med bay, or like a different squad bay, and they're all surgeries broken, waiting to heal. Once they heal, then they go right back into training.
Dang, so they literally can't go home until they graduate, or they're dismissed, or like
yeah, or if they really can, then they'll be like discharged, like a general discharge, which like negates anything. It's like you were never in, like you know, stuff like that.
Yeah,
but like being in boot camp, I remember when I got my first letters from like the family, you know, like her and like your guys' letters and all that stuff. Like, dude, I bawled my eyes out, and she sent me some pictures. And I have them. I have them in my wallet. Yeah. Like to this day, they're my dude. Those pictures mean so much to me.
Dang.
You know, they're in my wallet. And I remember in my Kevlar, like the helmet we would wear, we weren't supposed to have any pictures or anything. So I'd put it in there, and sometimes we would take it on and off. Right? I'm like, I don't want to get caught, so I put it in my breast pocket. And like during the most difficult times at boot camp, I would like sneak in, like take a look, and be like, put it back in.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, like that shit stole my wallet, you know?
And I have all his letters. Yeah. Like, I sometimes like to read them, and I'm just like, I cannot believe like we did that. Like, I cannot believe that like we sent letters. One of my favorite letters is one where it was like towards like kind of like the end phase of you leaving, because I was just following along. Like, I printed out like a worksheet, and it told you like what would you expect from them. I'm sure like you had no idea, but I was like kind of knowing ahead of time like what the crap you were gonna be up to, and I would be like, oh my god, like. so
whenever you're like, oh, it's swim week for him, like good luck.
Yeah, which he almost drowned.
Dude, I mean, not in boot camp.
Not in boot camp. Okay, well, he almost drowned after he was a Marine. That's even more.
Come on, bro, chill. I told everybody I was gonna struggle. Damn.
Yeah, so like one of my favorite letters that I ever got was one where I like left it open ended. So I just put like a letter. I'm like, are you hungry? Like how, like, have you had any tough moments? Like, what's like your biggest struggle and stuff like that? And I just sent it in a letter. And then I didn't have the expectations for him to like answer it back. I thought he forgot, because I got a few letters of him not like filling it out, and then I got it filled out, and I was like, damn, like that's my so freaking cringy. He's like, where my hand touched, his hand touched.
Honestly,
yeah, because I was just like I cannot like. Sometimes I felt like it wasn't real, like you being gone and like
Was
you
it
actually
real?
like in like San Diego, like doing your thing. Like,
Yeah, well, it was a big culture shock for me because, I mean, I went to Mexico once as a kid, but I don't remember it that well. But like leaving and being in a whole different like state, and not even just a state by myself. You know, it was like doing my own thing. Well, not my own thing, but I was like in a military base locked down. And the San Diego, like the recruit depot, is literally right next to the airport.
yeah.
So every night you just hear the planes flying and leaving. And the only thing that separates the airport from the recruit depot is a fence that's like 12 feet tall. That's the only thing. So
you.
Yeah.
because for PT we would kind of like run on the other side of it, and then like all the they'd have all the stations there.
You're like, this is my chance.
Dude, low key, yeah, but I mean, like you think you're the first one to try to do that, you
Right.
know?
It's like, how far are you gonna get down the street, and then what are you gonna do? Go onto a plane?
You don't have a plane ticket.
Yeah,
you don't have
yeah.
anything. You're just
Yeah, and probably the
freaking
airport
bald
staff.
running around.
Yeah, dude, bald, dressed in a PT uniform.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you were bald.
yeah, I look like you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then comes like graduation, and I feel like that was like the next like big phase was his boot leave. Like, oh, you were an assistant to your recruiter, so you were granted like a little bit more leave.
I was there for like an extra week.
So that was freaking amazing. Like, I freaking loved, like, when he told me that, I literally could bawl my eyes out because I was like, it was such a big unknown. Oh, wait, you already had your duty station. No, you didn't.
It was, I knew where I was going to go to school.
Yeah.
To learn my specialty.
Yeah.
Which is weird how that works out, because, like, if I wouldn't have taken that extra week, I would probably never gone to Japan. I would have definitely never met Jared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like one of my best friends. So it's weird how stuff like that works out.
So I was so stoked that he was staying an extra week, and I was working at for you. We were both working at, and I remember he would come and like visit me and just like kind of see me while in work. And then one of those nights, like it was like closing time, like everybody kind of had gone home.
I think I remember this day.
What?
Go ahead.
And sorry, freaking Otis distracted me.
I think he's sick, dude.
Sick?
No, it's because there's a dog over on the other side. He might be seeing. He might be outside.
But anywho, I remember this night, like we closed and we just stayed talking. We talked a lot. We were just sitting like on like the little freaking parking lot, like the board though, like like just sitting there.
Yeah, on the curb.
Yeah. Oh, the
There you
curve.
go.
And then we were just kind of talking, and it was kind of scary because for the first time, like we knew like you were going to boot camp, we knew where you were going, but then like it was unknown. Like I knew you were going to MOS school, but like I didn't know like where you were going to end up.
Afterwards.
Yeah. So then I was just like, frick, man. I was like, I always had gut feelings, and I was like, I know like I'm gonna marry him. So then I was like, bro, let's get married. Like, literally.
Bro, she asked me that, and I had never once thought of it. So when she asked me, like, it hit me, and I was like, bro, I don't know, man.
And I was like, dude, come on. Like, it's going to be freaking great. Like, I'll end up, like, going with you and stuff like that. Wherever you end up, like, I feel like I have a connection with you. Like, let's get married. Like, and keep in mind, I was still in high school.
Yeah.
I was like a senior, I think. And he was like, you just were playing it off. You're like, bro, you're crazy. Like, oh, blah, blah. And I was just like, well, I tried. So then you like left for the first time.
Yeah.
And how long were you MMOS? Because I don't remember.
It was like 4 or 5 months. It was like 5. Yeah, it was like 5 months.
And then here's the tea. We broke up.
Did?
For like a week.
Oh.
No, babe, it was.
It was a week, bro.
It was more than a week because I remember it was like right before like commencement for me for graduation, and it was like a little bit after as well. Like we were broken up because that's like the next phase of relationship. Like we're going through the highlights of through the years, and like that was the next one. We broke up all because of you, because you were being emo.
Emo?
Yeah.
You just didn't want to show any emotions?
It was just weird being away from like nobody that I knew, and I had a connection back home, and I was like, for a little bit I was like, oh, you know what, like I could probably meet somebody else. Like, why am I gonna just stick to the one person back home? But then like after I broke up with her, literally the next day I texted her, And I texted her every day during our breakup. And we would FaceTime and we'd be broken up.
So
no, it was literally like a few days later, and you were FaceTiming me, and I was like, "What in his fucking mind does he think?" Because I remember we were breaking up, and I remember my mom walked in, and I was like, "Mom, he's breaking up with me! Like, shut the door!"
Wait, he did it over the phone?
Well, he wasn't there.
Well, yeah, dude, I was in North
He
Carolina,
was
bro.
in West School, and I just feel like I can kind of understand where he was coming from. Like, such a big shift, like suddenly, like everything in life as you know it, like just changed.
Yeah, dude, I bought a vape.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had my own vape for a while.
Yeah, like, and he was just kind of going through identity crisis, and also, you were like your stuff wasn't advancing, like you were stuck, so you were just remember.
Yeah,
and that played with your mental health so much.
Yeah, because along the way, like you know how people get hurt and like in boot camp and they stay there. Well, in the MOS school, if for whatever reason like you don't pick up or you get hurt and you can't continue with class or whatever, like you get dropped and you have to wait for the next month to pick up because it was a month of training. So you'd be there another month, and then before it comes up and you start going, you get dropped again. Damn, I gotta wait another month. Next you know, I met people that were there for like a year and a half.
Damn.
Waiting just to go to school. They haven't even hit the fleet. They some people don't ever go to the real Marine Corps. They just leave after MOS school. They never make it through. They get discharged, and then that's it. You know, they never make it to the real Marine Corps, the working force.
And you find those people being the people who are really pushy about military discounts.
Yeah, and I'm a veteran. I should be treated this way. It's like, fuck you, bro.
Yeah, but he was going through his shiz, and I was like, you know what? Like, I can't make you stay. Like, if obviously, like, I can't be like, you need to date me. Like, no. So I was just like, you know what? Like, it was nice knowing you. Like, I already knew we were gonna like connect again. I was just giving him his time. Like, he thought he was single and ready to mingle, and I was like, that's what you want. So then, shortly after, he went to a strip club and did all the things, got a vape, was really trying it. And then I was just like, whatever.
I'm just saying, bro, it was a different time.
Unbothered. I was like, whatever. And then like I never messaged you first. I was like, I refused. Like,
no,
like
it was me.
He had to be like very like persistent. And I remember that we were like talking one night. You've always been so dramatic. I was like messaging. What? We were messaging, and he was like, oh, like I regret, like, you know what I'm about to say? He said, I regret breaking up with you, and I was like,
please take me back.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, all you gotta do is ask.
Bro, she said that, I was like, oh,
are you serious? That's
yeah.
And that's your passcode on your phone, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like
you might have to change it now.
That's right. Who's gonna get access to my phone? I don't got nothing to hide.
Yeah. So then, I was like, all you gotta do is ask. So then he like was like, you might be my girlfriend. And I was like, but let's go. But like. Oh, there's like some juicy details that we were missing, but it's okay. It'll be time.
We can save it for a later day.
It'll be for later. But yeah, we started dating again, and after that, like, I was like, all right, we're getting married. And then I was like a few times that we had like that discussion. I'm like, let's get married. And then he was like, no, like he's like, there was this particular moment, like I was kind of creepy. I would just send him like ring pictures.
You're like, marry me.
And I would just be like, oh, I'm ready, like blah, blah, blah. And then he like had a conversation, and he was like, yo, like you're moving too quickly. Like I cannot like bring that to you.
Yeah, I was like, just give me some time. I'm like, I never thought about that. I can't just go from never thinking about it to like a week later trying to get married.
I took so much offense to that because I was like,
yeah, because you were so ready for it, and Pablo mentally wasn't.
Yeah.
And I told her, I'm like, look, maybe I do want to get married to you. I'm like, but I never thought about it. I'm like, just give me some time, bro. Like, let it fester. Like, let me, just let me be.
A week later, will you marry me?
No, it was like a year and a half. It was like a year and a half later.
Yeah. And meanwhile, this whole time, like we were like building a relationship, like constantly, like in communication.
Yeah.
And then,
but it was mainly over FaceTime and text because I was in Japan.
We see each other once a year, like for.
And that would suck because of the 12-hour difference.
Oh yeah. I could only talk to you either really late at night or really early.
In the morning.
Sometimes I'd make him lose sleep, but he's always loved sleep more than me. So he would really sacrifice that for me.
If I could marry sleep, I would.
Yeah. Really. So then we would just go on for like 3 years of just seeing each other like once a year, like twice a year if we were lucky. And yeah, just really growing like our communication. And I'm like really, really thankful. Like that's our foundation. Like I'm super glad that like I feel like it takes some sort of freaking effort because like everybody would say like, oh, you're going to meet somebody else. Like, oh, you're going to break up. And like, we just didn't.
Well, I remember, I don't know who it was, but there was rumors that supposedly I had somebody in Japan, like a girl that I had already been in contact with that was waiting for me to get there to hook up.
I remember that rumor. Do you know who started it?
No.
Valentine, I'm name dropping.
Hey, we gotta talk
Oh no,
we gotta talk.
Got it from you.
From me?
Yeah.
Hold up. What?
Yeah. And then,
Val's getting
you know who told me? PETA, because we were in college together. So yeah, and that's why we were broken up during that time.
Bro, but she came at me so hard, and then I was like,
that's the tea we were talking about. It got brought up.
She came out at me so hard, and I was like, dude, I'm like,
oh, because I had told my family, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, see, and then she started spreading the rumor, and I told her, I'm like, listen, I'm like, how is that possible? I'm like, I've never been. I don't know the place. I don't even know where I'm going to. I just know I'm going to Japan. I'm like, Japan is a decent big, like, yeah, maybe small compared to other places, but I mean, still, it's a whole different country.
So this rumor started before you even went to Japan in the first place?
We got orders to go.
And then, so it wasn't one of the times where you were on leave and then you went back. It was before you even.
So we were broken up, like before that.
What the heck?
Order. We were broken up, bro. And because PETA told me that in school, and I was like, I've always been the type of person that's just like, if you cross me, like, I'm done. Like, I don't beg anybody to stay in my life. Like, freaking leave if you want. So then I was like, you know what? We're starting off with Snapchat, people. And I took him off my Snapchat. I'm like, next hit, Instagram. Taking off my Instagram. And I was like, a little hour later, I was like, Facebook. Freaking took him off. And then the last thing was for me to block his freaking number. I was like, it was going to be a whole, like a vibe. Like, I was going to just, like, say, like, in my soul, just say bye and detach. Like, I was ready.
Dramatic ass.
No, but I do not stand for bullshit, man. Like, that's not me. It's never been me. So then I remember, like, my brother knew we were broken up. He saw, like, your name on my phone. He's like, oh, like, Papa's calling you. And I was like, oh, yeah? And I freaking picked up the phone, and I'm like, you shit. Like,
oh, snap.
I went off on him. I was like, you don't talk to me. Don't ever talk. This is the last time we are ever talking. And he doesn't raise his voice at me. And so he was started screaming at me back, and he was just like, fucking listen, like, where are you getting this from? And I was like, freaking Val, like, PETA told me that Val said that he was having a talk with Wedo and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what the fuck? So it was a bad game of telephone, apparently. So
man, I don't remember saying anything. Hands are up. I'm gonna sit.
Yeah, so then
I'm gonna get both you and Val, bro. You guys up.
Yeah, because then how would you have reached me? Because I was literally.
Well, if you would have blocked me, like I'm, like I don't know, and if I really couldn't have reached out to you for a while, I would have been like, you know what, like this girl is crazy, like she's psycho. I'm out.
You would even have known. I don't know. You were pretty in love, so maybe you would have.
No, but I mean, I'm kind of the same to where I'm like if you're psycho and like you were coming at me with that energy, and if you wouldn't have let me talk and like explain myself, I would have said I'm done. Like a little thing happened in high school too, but you listen, you're like, I bet. You know what I mean? So.
I don't remember that, but whatever. Anywho, so we had that thing, and then that's when I gave him a chance again, like, and then I unblocked him and I stuff, and then I was like, and then we were talking, and then now let's go forward again, because now we're in love, and and now we're talking like every day, like, you know.
Yeah, in Japan, I come home like once a year, so I was over for 2 years. I came home. And then one of the times I was home, we got married. Well, we got engaged one time. Then then I went for a course in Rhode Island.
Bro, your timeline's like.
Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained.
But what is it? Oh yeah, we were trying to get me in Japan, so we got married in February because we were trying to get my paperwork ready to go to Japan. That didn't work out, so I wedding planned all by myself with my family, and we got married in August
Through the church.
through the church.
No, through.
But in like through like the state and like the courthouse, it was in February.
But don't ask us for the date because we don't remember.
25th.
No, we looked at the thing and it was not the 25th.
Baby, it's the 25th.
For some, I bet Gabby knows.
You don't remember? Damn, I thought you would remember. Okay, I swear it's not the 25th, but
What'd you say, babe? 20th?
No, wait, no, she just said that. Did you just look?
Gabby has a
2018.
memory of steel.
that's why I was like, if anybody's gonna know, it's freaking Gabby. So
I swear, bro.
it's not the 25th. We thought because we got married on the 25th, so it's a different date.
Man. But yeah, and then we ended up getting married. And then we
Which
moved
was
to
so
North
unexpected,
Carolina.
by the way. I never expected to get married. When he popped the question, I was like, this is fake.
Bro, I was
like,
I
"Where's
was
the
down on my
camera?"
knee. I was down on my knee, and she goes, "Are you serious?"
It was literally in front of all of our cousins and aunts, too.
Yeah, yeah. And then I looked at her. I'm like, "Don't do this to me right now."
And I was
I'm
just
like, I know you
yes.
want to say yes.
Yeah, so
Bro, I was sweating that day, man.
So I was like, all right, let's get married. So then we got married through the Catholic Church, and that's when your question comes in, because that ish was weird. That was so weird. Like the transition.
Getting married and then moving, living together and stuff.
Yeah.
Dang, babe. Good job.
Dang, dude.
I'm telling
tripping.
you, because it would have been pretty sweet if it was the 25th, because then that would have been matching our wedding
So
anniversary.
February is 20th, and then August is the 25th.
Yeah.
Got it.
I remember August 25th.
At least once a time a year, we got to look this up, because we do not remember.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, and then you guys got the doggo, Mr. Otis, in North
and then
Carolina.
that dog, which is weird because growing up, she hated dogs. She was terrified of them.
yeah.
And the fact that we own, I mean, he's a small dog, but I mean, regardless, it's a dog, you know.
I cannot
So,
believe we
now
own
we
a
have a
dog,
dog.
because I never thought I would own one.
When we first went, at one point we went to go visit them in North Carolina for like, I think a week. It was me and Gabby. It was actually our first trip together and that far. So we live in Indiana and we drove all the way to North Carolina. It was
Yeah.
about like a 14-hour drive.
Roughly.
Yeah, and so
Well, you made it there in 10.
allegedly, allegedly.
Se puso pata.
You flipped the nitrous switch and started going. Yeah.
But on our way there, Gabby was hesitant about going because you guys had Otis, and like both of us were, because in our minds we're like, oh, the house is gonna smell like dog, like it's gonna smell like wet dog. It's gonna be a really weird time. When we showed up, like it was like midday that we showed up, probably at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then we showed up at an ice cream shop, ate some ice cream, and then we went to your place. And then when we walked in, we're like, "Oh, it doesn't smell like dog at all." And then Otis was
You
in his
met me?
cage.
My house does not smell
I know,
like
right?
dog.
Well, that was the first time
Oh.
meeting us in our own house away from mom and dad, you know, from being away from.
And then we saw Otis in his little cage, and he was so small. I'll pop up a picture of how he looked like before.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
we
gotta
showed
find a
time.
baby picture.
He literally fit in your palm of your hand before.
'Cause he was like 2 pounds when we got him.
I have a picture of you in your camis with Otis in your pocket.
Oh, yeah. Can you send me that picture?
Yeah.
You have that picture,
No, I
son.
don't.
Okay, maybe I have that picture. One of us does.
I know.
That's how he got it.
Oh. But yeah. Met the dog.
And that transition was wild, but
He's making his voice heard.
maybe I don't know how long we've been going. Maybe that's a story for a different day. Because transitioning from literally never, like, ever once, like, living together, like, sleeping in
Yeah.
the same bed together, spending the night together, to
now living together in a whole different state.
without our parents, like,
Yeah.
that-
Without you being like, I'm going to go visit my mom, you know?
yeah, I didn't see the hurricane changed our plans. So I did see my mom like a week later. When we
Yeah,
left.
it was like a month or two later.
No, because remember when we had to evacuate because that big
The hurricane messed up your whole apartment.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
I can
and-
find a
and-
picture, you should put it there because we moved there, baby, and then like a week later the hurricane hit, and it was right after our wedding, and like we had like a 2-story
Townhome.
base housing, yeah,
Duplex.
yeah, and we were like, oh, so if it floods, like it'll flood the bottom, it won't flood the top. So we moved all our wedding memorabilia like to our spare
To a guest room.
and upstairs. Now it's
Upstairs under the ceiling fan, and the only thing in the house that got like messed up like that was the fridge, and the ceiling fan in the guest room
it
came down.
collapsed, and everything when we got there, everything was molded. So
Moldy,
his
yeah.
suit, my dress,
Yeah. I had a sick Gengar shirt that I bought in Tokyo at the like Pokemon Center or whatever, and I loved that shirt, and it got ruined too.
Dang.
My suit got ruined, like everything.
Because I really wanted to get like I don't really love to keep a lot of like
memorabilia.
Yeah, tangible things. But I was like, you know what? Like I would love to cut out a piece of my dress and a piece of his suit, and then just like frame it.
Did you end up doing that?
No, because it was all moldy.
Yeah.
It was literally all molded. Now I think about it, and I'm like, I feel like I could have washed it like
maybe
15
even
times.
like a tiny piece.
Nah,
like just cut
dude.
It was, but it was nasty, especially because at the time North Carolina, it was super humid and no AC, like no power.
That's
Things were
right.
nasty, very nasty.
I can just imagine how much mold was on there.
Dude, we had to when we evacuated. We didn't think we were gonna evacuate, and we freaking bought like we were have not survived like that. Like
You had an air mattress.
we had nothing. No, because we thought I don't know why we thought we were gonna have a stove. Like it was a hurricane. Like our power would have gone out. We didn't have anything canned.
Okay.
Like we bought like regular groceries, so we wouldn't have survived.
Everything went rotten. Like we opened up the fridge and dude, it was a nasty
so bad, I
smell.
bet,
Yeah.
Maybe we have a video of us like having to go like literally like and like buy gloves to like freaking wipe it down. But yeah,
Yes,
Dang.
indeed. But yeah,
that's
a little bit into our story about how we got together.
That was interesting. I learned a lot that I didn't know from you guys. And like I was sitting here this whole time like just listening. I'm like, wow. And the next thing I know, I look over to see like the time. Like, oh, it's been an hour.
It's been an hour?
Yeah.
Dude, I can keep this going.
Yeah. Well, we will.
Huh?
We got another one to film.
And so for the last 10 minutes,
They're over here setting up freaking like wait, what? Okay, now I'm talked out.
No, it's okay. We're trying to like a new segment we started with you today because you brought it up was the like your highs and lows of the week, just to kind of like
Bring it up.
Just bring it up, talk about it, you know, the good and the bad, and then also we just kind of want to do like a quick fire like would you rather type questions.
Bet, let's go.
Just like spice it up.
I got the questions here. Bear with me because the app is free, so if I have to reload and unload again.
Everybody, please watch. They need money. They can't even.
Bro, look at our mic sync. We're using a free app. We got like lamps everywhere.
I cannot.
Okay, so we'll go answering by you, Pablo, and then me.
Okay.
So would you rather do time in prison for a crime you committed or do time in prison for a crime you were framed for?
Time in prison.
Okay, you're
Okay,
doing
yeah, but for what? Like, did you make the crime?
I made
like,
the crime. I better get justice.
Yeah, same. I think I'd rather like lawfully do my time instead of being like, because I'd get so like I feel like I'd get really like a lot of resentment.
I'd be really crappy for if I was in time for something I didn't do.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, next one. Would you rather live a comfortable and peaceful life in the woods in a small cabin, or live a full life of conflict in a mansion in a city?
All right, the woods.
Yeah.
I do not conflict. That's not my thing.
Yeah, the woods.
I would end up in jail because I'd be.
You go back to the first scenario.
Yeah, mine would be the woods too because I mean, regardless, Gabby and I like it really peaceful.
Yeah,
usually.
we're the same way.
All right, next. Would you rather get dumped by text message or get dumped in front of all of your friends?
All my friends, I'd fight back.
I don't know. Because I've never been
Hurry
dumped
up.
before.
Rapid fire, come on.
Actually, I have been dumped through text before, so I'm gonna go with friends just to see what's
I'm
up.
gonna go with text because all of my friends would roast the crap out of me. Would you rather wear what makes you feel comfortable or wear the best outfit in the room?
Wear what makes you feel comfortable.
I
I
feel
take
like
comfiness over everything.
I feel like my answer now is comfy, but before it would have not been comfy.
Before, yeah, I would do comfortable. I'm always comfy. All right. Would you rather be colorblind or lose your sense of smell?
Oh no, with COVID, I heard people have been doing that, and everything tastes like ish. So I rather lose my vision.
No, not lose your vision.
Wait,
You're
what?
just colorblind.
Oh,
I mean,
see,
you can lose your
even
vision.
better. There you go. I was willing to risk it all.
Yeah. Dang, you were really extreme with that one.
Yeah, I'll go colorblind.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same. All right, we'll do two more.
Bet.
Oh shit, ad. Would you rather wear nothing but jeans or wear nothing but shorts? This one's easy for me.
I think I'd go shorts.
Go jeans.
I'd go shorts.
No, because in the summertime when it's hot,
Bro, I did not have shorts growing up. I don't know what I was doing, and I survived. I'm here.
I went to shorts in junior high in the midwinter.
I remember that, and I was like,
I go to work in shorts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm chill.
All right, last one. Would you rather be a millionaire or marry a billionaire?
Okay.
Smile on your face.
That's not the answer.
The gold digger.
I'd be like, where's my champagne, bitch? But I guess now, thinking about it logically, I'd like to like make myself a billionaire.
Yeah, I think marrying a billionaire sounds nice at first, but
Yeah.
I want to be like fulfilled también, you know.
Yeah.
So I think I'd rather become a billionaire or a millionaire.
Yeah, I'd be a millionaire because I mean it'd be my own money and then I can invest it wherever I want it.
And make it into $1 billion.
Into a
There you
billion.
go. Rather than relying on somebody else to give me money.
Facts,
Yeah.
facts. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes the episode. 13th episode with
Karen.
Ew.
Drop a like,
Stop.
subscribe,
Drock a like.
drock. We'll see you guys next
Drock.
time. Peace.
Thank you.
Bye.